love looking at magazines. I love looking at the home builders magazines. I love looking at Pottery Barn magazine. I love looking at like Front Gate and all of those things, like decorations and just you see these gorgeous put together homes. And I get inspired and I look at them and I like long for, I'm like, oh, that would be so cool to have. And so I look at these magazines and it's all curated. Like everything in that picture was put there for a particular reason, whether they're trying to sell the product, they're trying to create a feel. It is all there to appeal to the masses, to appeal to the trends, to appeal to the modern feel or whatever culture, whatever feel, because there's like farmhouse too, that if you want the farmhouse chic, you go and look at that. But a lot of these magazines, their houses have the museum feel. They feel like they're gorgeous. And there's like things in the house that you think individually they'd be really pretty, but if you walked into that house, there's not much personality to it. There's not many, like there's not a lot of warmth to it. Even if there's warm colors, but there's no personality and no, it just feels different than when you walk into your friend's house or you walk into your grandma's house. And yet they may not have perfectly curated rooms. They may have dishes in the sink. They may have, pictures on the wall. There's memories all around. And I wanted to talk about this today because success can sometimes look like those curated pictures, but significance feels like home. Significance feels like you are walking into a room that you belong to, that you want to be there. You want to linger. You want to hang out there. It feels like you, and it aligns with what you want and who you want to be. And so a lot of times, and I think like this is a trend that I'm seeing that I actually am really excited about, because you think about our grandparents. Our grandparents, their role, their job, that what they wanted to do is they started in a company young and they worked their way up to middle management, and then hopefully working their way up to upper management. And then, but they work their way up into this organization, and they do it through tasks. They do it through like getting things done and output, and that's the way that it was. It was a matter of, what do you do? What do you do for the company? How do you bring in revenue? How are you bringing in money for the company? How are you bringing in value for the company? And one of the trends I'm seeing today, and it's not a new trend. Like I've been watching it grow for a little while now, and it really excites me because it's the whole idea that it's not just about the money you make. It's about the impact. It's about the significance. It's about the mission, the movement. Like, what is the meaning behind the company? What is the culture of the company? And I wanted to talk about this because while you are trying to step into who God called you to be, and I know that you are successful, I know that you can do the things. And it's crazy because people don't start in the mailroom and then work themselves up to being a VP of the company anymore. That's very rare. In fact, they talk about how before you're, in your mid 30s, you most likely are going to change jobs or change roles, or actually change complete jobs, not just roles, but complete companies, businesses, industries 3 or 4 times now. We are in this shift where we're constantly changing and evolving as technology changes, as our roles change, as the AI and like our technology gets stronger, better, faster. And it doesn't mean that we need people less. We just need them in a different way. But with that, the technology can bring the output. There's a trend. We want the impact. We want to feel something. We want our lives to mean something. We want to leave a legacy. We want to find fulfillment, and not just in making a lot of money. Money is a tool. Money is useful. Money is necessary. The world runs on money, so we can't ignore money. However, If it means something to us, we're willing to take less money. If it means that we enjoy getting up and going to work, I was reading a friend of mine sent me a meme. Let me see what it's. It was from Phil Cook, and he talked about culture, and he talked about how culture is not. Sorry, I wasn't planning on doing this, so let me find this real quick. Culture, your company culture is not words on a website or posters on a wall. It's how your people feel on a Sunday night. And so now I'm talking about like culture of a company, but I want to talk about the culture, the values, the impact, the legacy you lead and you feel. Because success is important, but significance is what really matters. And you get to define that. You get to decide what is significant to you, because I know that what is success and significance to me does not like equate to the same thing it is for you. And neither of us are wrong. It is like God created us to have these different definitions, to bring elements of creativity and value, and then have different perspectives. Because if we add them all together, it makes a broader, more beautiful perspective. And so that's what I wanted to talk today. I wanted to talk to you about this idea of, do you need to reevaluate? Is your significance your success? And why you're meant for more? How success alone is not enough, and why it's not enough. And so I wanted to talk about, like, are you feeling empty? And so I created this little this the empty success trap. So here's like 5 things to see, like, are you feeling empty? And it spells out empty, so it's, easy to see, easy to remember. But external validation isn't fulfilling. You know that people telling you you're doing a good job, you're like, I know I'm doing a good job, but what you're praising me about doesn't light me up. Is meaningful impact is missing. Okay, so you made a cog. So you worked on this project or this event. What impact does it leave? Like, what does it matter? P is purpose feels disconnected. We all have a purpose on our life. We all have this need to matter, to mean something. And a spoiler alert, if you're put on this earth, you matter. Like, God has a purpose, a calling, an assignment specifically for you, which I'll talk about in a few moments. But if it feels disconnected, if you're doing the job, you're doing the work, you're putting out some great, whatever your job is, and it doesn't light you up, it doesn't feel like it matters, then that emptiness is there. And so then the T is your true self is hidden. Is there something about you that God's been highlighting that you need to share? Whether it is a special skill, a story, an inspiring mission, and not everyone needs to stop working and go and start a nonprofit. And we can be a part of a nonprofit. We can help someone else, and that aligns with what we're called to do. So we can keep that high-paying job if you have it. You can keep that job that, you're really good at it, and because you're good at it, it allows you to have time to do other things. So you don't have to create it yourself. You can be a part of it that someone else is doing. You can share. It's about connection. It's about finding, like, how can you add significance to your success? And then the why is this yearning for something more. Do you have that aching feeling that you're not living up to your potential, or that you're just on autopilot? I had that for years, where I'd wake up, take care of the kids, do my work, and, then take care of the kids and then go to bed. And it felt very empty. It felt, because I yearned for more. I wanted what I did day to day to really matter. And now that's helped me by understanding that, by discovering that, by diving deeper into what significance means, what it meant to me. Then I've been able to step into this, my calling, my purpose, and helping you see how, the more you understand yourself, the more you understand how God's wired you, the more you can find significance in your day to day, how you can find impact in your success, and how you can leave a legacy and live and lead a life that you're really proud of without making a lot of big changes. Because I don't believe that anything is wasted. There are times that God's like, okay, Abraham, leave your country and go. I'll tell you where you're going as you go. When you get there, I'll tell you where to go next. But most of the time, he's led us to this position. He's led us to this city, this job. And so it's not about chucking it all and moving to Bali, but it is about looking at, okay, where do my gifts, where do my strengths, my calling, my assignment, how does this play in? How does it give me the freedom to have success or significance in other ways? Who am I influencing? How am I making an impact? How does my day-to-day matter? And so that's why I say you don't really, like, you don't have to worry about when you're discovering your purpose that you have to chuck it all and start over. That it is right where you are. There's elements, there's highlights, there's ways that you can bring more significance into your day-to-day. And so why does it feel empty? Well, if we're just doing the thing and it doesn't connect with who God's created us to be, we do get on autopilot. We do feel like, well, it's it's hollow and unfulfilling. That we're just like dragging on and we're always waiting for the weekend, or we're waiting for a vacation, which, 2 to 4 weeks that we get a year if we're lucky. But that's not a life to live. We should be looking forward and getting excited about our life every day. There should be some element of excitement in your life. And whether it's just gratefulness, whether it is you see that you're making a difference, or you know that something that you're doing is enabling some other area of your life to flourish. Like, so there's ways of doing that without chucking it all. But we have to look at, like, the signs. Are you meant for more? One is, if you feel like you are, then chances are you are. There's something there to explore, and we can talk about that. If you're restless, if you're aching, you just feel like there's there's got to be something more. Whether it's you feel like there's something more within me, or there's got to be more within life. That restlessness, and then also just, are you operating in autopilot? Are you running your day to day through autopilot? Life is short. And it's getting faster and faster. Like, I don't know about you, but I remember growing up, like, the time between Christmas and Christmas was so long. And my birthday, which was last week, was right after Christmas. And so, like, it seemed like ages. Like, I had to wait for so long for Christmas to come around again, and then quickly my birthday, and then a long wait. And now it's like, I feel like I blink and it's already Easter. And then I blink again and it's Halloween. And then all of a sudden, like, it's Christmas again. And it's like, where did the year go? Can you believe, like, we're 1/12 of the way done? Like, January is done. So 2025, we're like well into it. So time is not worth putting yourself in autopilot and just going with the flow. Like, what do you want? What do you want to experience? And what do you want to do? What do you want people to say about your life? What do you want to say about your life? And so this is why this whole idea of success is not enough. Like, you were meant for more. If you have that feeling, which you wouldn't be listening to this podcast if this didn't resonate at least a little bit. If you had no desire, you just wanted to be an autopilot, you just wanted to live a simple life, you didn't really care if you made an impact, you don't really care if you're like, if you're remembered, you're probably not listening to this podcast. So if I know anything about you, that you probably are similar to me, where it's like, what is the point? What am I put here on this earth to do? And how can I shine my light? How can I shine my gifts and my strengths and use it to make a difference? And so I just want you to see that, because from a faith perspective, God doesn't make mistakes. He doesn't make placeholders. He doesn't put, like, people are significant. Just look at how many people in the Bible their names are not listed, but they're significant in the story. They matter, and they change the course of someone else's life or our lives. Like, we read their story and we put ourselves in there, we learn the lesson. And so there is no insignificance when it comes to being a child of God. There's none. If you're on this earth, if you were born, if you were still here, you have an assignment to do. You have a calling, you have a purpose, you have an identity that's wrapped in Christ, that's wrapped in an impact and a legacy that you can lead and you can love. And if you're interested in discovering what that is, if you're feeling like, Tami, you're right, success, I don't just want success, I want significance. Then I have a class for you in, well, in February. Of course, I didn't write down the date, but I will put it in. It's on February 13th at 11 Central Standard Time. I have a masterclass. So, and it's called How to Find Your True Purpose Without Sacrificing Your Success. We're going to dive in to what it really looks like to lead an impactful, a fulfilling, a peaceful life, to step into your purpose, not Susie down the street, not Tamara's purpose, but your purpose. And if you want to join that masterclass, it is TamiMurrayCoaching.com/masterclass 2025. So that is the link I'll put in the show notes. It's free to attend. And I even have I have a special gift for you if you come. It's just a little tool that I like to use. And I'll tell you more about that later. But it's been on my heart to help you see how your life matters, how your success is important, but significance is what we long for. We want to see it. And there's evidence in it, evidence already for you. It's just a matter of discovering it. And so if you're interested in this free masterclass, come hang out with me. It is me. It is live. We're going to talk. I will have Q&A and we'll spend the time together just diving into like how to find your true purpose without sacrificing your success. You don't have to check it all. I joke about it because there's days that I'm like, I'm just going to check it all and move to Bali. I used to have that if you listen to some of my older podcasts, like my intro it talked about that. And that's because there's days that I felt like that. I felt like I'm done. I'm done. I just want to go and hide on a beach. And actually it's funny because I don't even like sand. I don't really like beaches. I like to look at them. I like to look at water. I love cruising. I love to be on a lake, but I'm like, no, that's how much I just wanted to be like, I just want to go and hide for a little while. I just want to run to Bali. And I also have a secret dream to go to Bali one day, which it will come true. I know it. But if you want to know, I'll show you the framework that I use and you can walk through and you can find the significance in your life because it's so important that we don't feel empty, that we don't leave ourselves and that longing for more, that God-sized dream, those God possible goals that He's put in your heart, that we don't leave those unturned, that we don't explore them and see what's possible. And so I want to invite you to the masterclass. I also want to invite you to take if you want to start to look to see, how well do I know myself? How well am I self-aware? And I say this because I did a recent study. I believe it was Harvard who conducted it, but I need to check that for sure. Harvard, one of the big schools. But they talked about how they went to and they talked to, a large group of people, and they asked them if they believe they're self-aware or not. And 90% of them said, yeah, I'm self-aware. And then when they went into the elements, they went into the tenets of self-awareness, only 10% actually qualified, would they consider self-aware. And I say this is important because there's a lot of things we assume we know about ourselves. We assume we know what our values are. We assume we know what our strengths are. We assume we know what brings us energy. But do you really know? And so this quiz that I have, it's 7 questions. It takes 3 or 4 minutes to do. It's a really quick quiz, but it kind of gives you an insight and a starting place of how well do you know yourself and where can you go from there? What's your next step? And so if you're interested in taking that, it's TamiMurrayCoaching.com/quiz. And I know that I'm already getting feedback talking about I thought I was so much more self-aware. I thought I knew myself better. And then that's what self-awareness is. It's so easy. I just haven't taken time to ask myself these questions. Those are the comments that I'm getting from it. So I would love for you to take the quiz. I'd love for you to sign up for the masterclass. Come hang out with me and let me show you how your success can lead to significance, how aligning with your true purpose, your calling, the life that God, the assignment that God's left you will help you shine your light and have that fulfilled, joyful life that you're looking for. All right, friend, with that, I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to hang out with you. I can't wait to see what becomes possible for 2025 for you. And with that, we'll say choose joy till joy chooses you, and shine your light. All right, with that, I will talk to you later. Bye for now.